Okay, so it's a beautiful Sunday, and we're going to help our friends Jenny and Roy with some severe termite damage.
So, like I said, never pass up the opportunity to do something fun on a beautiful day or help out your brother from another mother. That's what we're doing today, helping family. We're going to be doing a little demo, getting her done. Catch up with you in a little bit.
First things first, look at all that Milwaukee tools, guys. Man after my own heart. So this wall's been this way ever since Roy was a kid. Roy actually grew up in this house, and then later he moved into it when his parents moved next door. Super cool. But as we continue to take things down, let's just say the problems just keep getting worse as we go. So guys, with old houses, that's typically the case. And it's kind of like playing whack-a-mole sometimes. But guys, it's just work. It can be a lot of fun. And these projects typically aren't that hard once you get started. So roll up your sleeves and send it.
There's another one right there. Yeah, all the dead termites. So that's termites.
Nasty.
Yeah.
But other than that, Miss Lincoln, did you enjoy the show?
Yeah. I can't believe there's not more.
You know what, man?
So there was a piece of trim across here. There was like a shelf for the window.
Yeah.
And right in here, there was, you see like antennas sticking out, like they were looking at you.
Oh, wow.
They would stick their head in and out. I'm like, oh man. So that's when I pulled this out.
They're doing recon.
Yeah. It was rough. It's like they're laughing at you.
I guarantee it.
Yeah. There's more of that falling down. But that's that termite.
Yeah.
Termite dirt, and it's so brittle.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So what would your suggestion be to a homeowner that finds themselves in a similar situation? Obviously, it's got to come out, right? But
yeah.
What should they look for?
You're going to see mud on the ground. You'll see this stuff here in little trails. Like
this stuff here, guys.
Yeah. That's why I had to do this patch here.
So what is that? Is that basically termite shit?
I guess. It was some kind of wood pulp they make.
Okay.
You know? See, so that's why, like, here's the old floor, then a replacement. And then I had to patch right here because there was a crack and they would come up through and I saw that mud on the floor. Okay. And actually, here's some right here. It came in right on that seam. There's the mud right there.
All right, guys. Yeah, this right here is what you're going to be looking for. If you see that, you've got a proper problem. But the good news is it's not terribly hard to fix. You just want to catch it early.
Yeah. So that's why we had the holes drilled. And there's the fluid that was injected into the ground. That's what is going to fix them. Yeah. That was on April 1st, so it wasn't no April Fool's joke. But
quite the opposite.
Yeah.
Well, guys, it didn't take long once we got back to it before we found something extremely comical. Let's just say, back in the day when people did things, they just sent it. They didn't really plan, they just drilled. And guys, this is an example of just kind of going at it without a plan, but there are better ways of doing things now.
This is as Leroy Jenkins as it gets. That is flipping awesome.
Like they just nicked it on that side.
That had to be more work to do that than it would have. That's borderline impressive, I think.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, the old phone line used to be right above us here. That's why there's this access. Just the phone line. There it is, right there, and that's probably. So funny story about the phone line. We're over at my parents' house next door. We're sitting there eating lunch, and we hear this kabang, and we're like, "What the hell was that?" And we go outside, and my dad's gutter, which is on the front porch right over there, is knocked off. You know, and I'm like, "That's strange. Why is that?" And there's got like a dent in it. And then I just happened to look over at our house here, and the phone line's missing. Yeah. And then the fire chief's driving by. He's like, "Hey, yeah, anything happened?" We're like, "Yeah." And our phone line's ripped down. Here, some guy tried to sneak some oversized through on like a Sunday afternoon.
Oh, no.
Caught a bunch of wires, ripped wires down at Lynch Field.
Holy smokes.
Oh, yeah, it was a whole fiasco. I don't.
And it like
I don't,
snatched the phone line away from your house?
Yes, the phone line was ripped off the house. It pulled the whole grommet right out the side of the house.
Holy
It
smoke.
had so much tension, it flung across to my parents' house next door. It dented the gutter.
Wow.
It whipped into it.
Luckily nobody got hurt, right?
No. We were all just eating dinner.
Jeez,
and you hear this
bro.
kabang, as it come over and hit the gutter. So
That
that's
is
the
wild.
old phone box there. I don't know if you can see it or not. I can get a light.
Oh yeah, we can get up in there.
Yeah, that's where the old phone used to come into
That
that.
is
Like
wild.
it was attached up there, ran down the side, come in there. That's one of them old junction boxes.
For everybody born in the year 2000 and up, we used to have phones that had lines.
Yes.
Crazy. Don't believe us,
Yeah.
but it's true.
Yeah. So I don't have a landline here anymore because it got ripped off, and they obviously the phone company doesn't want to replace it.
Right.
And guys, you'll notice we're working inside Roy's house, and it's actually right beside where his laundry room is. So we're not going to be using a broom, we're using a vacuum, and there's zero dust. And that's because Roy has this really amazing trick that he does to where we can use a vacuum inside with zero dust.
Let me show you something I figured out that works really good with shop vacs, and this works on any brand or model. Get the bags. They make bags that fit whatever size you have, and that goes inside there, and the dirt goes in there first. And then you pair that with like the one step up filter. Like this is a red. So normal's the white one that comes with it from when you buy it. And then this is like a little bit better filtration. It's called a fine. This is a red one. And then there's like a HEPA after that, like a blue one. Different grades of filter. This is just one step up. But you pair the bag with a little bit better filter, I could suck up all kinds of dirt and not be blowing it out the exhaust port. And then when it comes to empty it, just pull the bag out, take her out. This one's almost full. We'll have her done after this. But yeah, it's a huge saver. I could run this indoors here and not have to worry about blowing any extra dust out the exhaust.
Brilliant tip.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
So now that we got that mess cleaned up, we start peeling all the old plaster off the wall, and then we tackle the ductwork that's made out of plywood and 2x. Yes, plywood and 2x, guys. These guys, they just used what they had, and this is proof.
You want to get that there?
All right, guys, now we're going to be finishing everything up, our final clean before we call it a day, and man, it was a whole lot of fun. So definitely something that I enjoy doing on a Sunday, and I would highly recommend for you guys.
All right, guys. So we just finished up. It's going to look like it took about 6 minutes to you guys, but we were literally here all day.
Yeah.
And if you see some shimmying, that's because the camera's on top of the spin cycle right now. Live with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just noticed that.
But, Roy, projects like this, man, like, I want to kind of show people that, don't be afraid to do it yourself. Worst, if you have to call somebody, it's always better to call them after you already got it started and tried, right?
They named a whole series of TV shows after an old house.
Right?
This one here.
They sure did.
But yeah, this is a new start. The wife actually likes this finish and probably just gonna end up painting this, or maybe with clear or something like that.
It looks good. Turned out
give
like
it that
cleaned up.
rustic look. Yeah. I got some patching to do, but no big deal there. And then next step is I'm gonna get the HVAC guy in, and that old wooden ductwork was made out of 2x2s and paneling. Now I'm gonna get some real ductwork. We're gonna run it over to 45 so that it can miss this area over here where the new shower is gonna go.
Yeah, I like that idea a lot better.
Yeah.
Guys, they literally used wood for ducting, and it is what it is. They did what they dealt with what they had, but it's not optimal.
Yeah. Nah. Yeah.
But what would you say the biggest takeaway is if you're doing a project like this and you're doing it in the house where you live in?
Oh, you got to clean up as you go. That's why I actually ended up getting the second shop back out of the garage. I used from the cars. So I cleaned that one out. We filled that inside bag, and then we took the filter out, vacuumed out the filter with the other one. And I know it kind of looks weird and will sound redundant, but you clean a filter with another shop bag. But all that dust is in the bags.
Yep.
And now, because that one was good to go, because it only ever saw cars. But
and also, if you notice, we didn't use a broom, and there's a reason for that, guys. We were able to do this project without making a great big mess, a whole bunch of dust. But end of the day, guys, the moral of the story is if you've got some time on a Sunday, help out one of your buddies because you never know when you're going to need some help at your house. But we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Skipper Build out.